All right, little change up. Not in the car today. I do happen to have the house to myself, so um, in this, I hate to say business. It's not really a business, or it's not for me anyway. But in this YouTube space, there's a lot of differences of opinion, disagreements about what is what and what should be, and certainly in the fitness space, there's a lot of disagreement about all kinds of stuff amongst those who make that content. I guess I would be one of those, despite my being lower down on that rung right now. But I'm a different. I have different thoughts. I have different things that I think, and today I'm going to. I hate to call it like a reaction video or something, but I'm just going to show some of my differences of opinion with one of the prevailing guys that is in this space. As far as, and I'm not talking about the fitness space. I'm talking about the space of over 50 fitness, which there isn't a lot of people in that space. This guy, I hate to disagree with him even because he's got a bunch of initials after his name, which is one thing. The guy was a Marine, which I respect even more than that other stuff. But I got to say, he's selling a product, okay? A couple products. And he says some things that I totally disagree with. So I'm not going to, I don't think it'd be right to show you the guy's video, but we'll listen to him a little bit.
Number 2,
this guy
cardio is more important than strength, or vice versa. People love to argue about the primacy of cardio versus strength,
and
as if it were an either-or conundrum, or
and I
as
agree
if the
with him
two
on
were
this.
entirely unrelated. In the barbell prescription, we lay out the scientific rationale putting strength training at the center of an exercise.
Okay, this barbell prescription thing is some book that he wrote. He's trying to sell you this book. He also has this gray steel thing. I don't know if that's like his. It sounds like it's some kind of franchise or something, or it's part of his brand, which that's cool. But his thing is barbells only, where I'm steering you guys toward machines, and he's got the same prescription, like he keeps saying prescription, that we hear from the young fitness influencers, which is, squat, deadlift, bench. Squat, deadlift, bench. So,
for healthy aging, but not to the exclusion of cardiometabolic conditioning. Indeed, our book cites a mountain of evidence indicating that strength training and conditioning are highly complementary and that both are required, particularly after the novice phase is complete. Which brings us to a related myth, the dogmatic assertion that athletes in general and older adults in particular need aerobic fitness before they undertake strength training. There is no body of published data establishing that this is the case, and
I agree with
a great deal of empiric field data indicating otherwise. What do we actually see on the platform every time untrained, sedentary, deconditioned people over 50
says that a lot.
begin training with
untrained,
barbells?
Sedentary,
They get more
deconditioned.
Fit. Their work capacity improves, their endurance improves, their exercise tolerance improves.
Well, yeah, of course.
If you're deconditioned, then strength training is cardio. Later on, you're going to need a committed specific conditioning program because of course you do.
Of course you do.
We need you trained across the entire fitness and metabolic spectrum.
Buy his book.
For the untrained raw masters novice,
Masters.
our emphasis on training with barbells isn't because we don't like cardio. It's because at this stage, barbells will check all the boxes, including the conditioning requirement.
I don't know about that.
The strength versus cardio debate is a total red herring.
Can't only use barbell.
Number 3, you can't lose weight by training for strength. Well, yes, of course you can.
I agree with
People do
that.
it all the time. The question is whether you should and when. If you're a 70-year-old female with low bone density, minimal muscle mass, increased body fat, and a body weight of 118 pounds, I don't want you to lose weight.
He's going to have her
I
doing
want
squats.
you to gain muscle.
That's his deal.
And just see if you don't look and feel better. But if you're sedentary, deconditioned, and obese, and you start at
That's
Gray
a lot of
Steel
stuff
or
right there.
Starting Strength Boston or 5x3 in Baltimore, we're still not going to worry about weight loss at first. We're going to ask you to start cleaning
He must
up
be
your
running
diet,
all
sure,
his joints.
one habit at a time, while you focus on the most important thing, getting strong.
Get strong.
Why?
That's what I'm talking about.
Because if you get strong, you're going to collaterally improve your muscle mass, your insulin sensitivity, your baseline glucose and triglyceride utilization, and your exercise capacity. You may or may not lose weight during this stage, but you
This guy's
will
like a doctor.
improve
So
your
you don't
body
use a lot of
composition.
big words.
Once you become an intermediate athlete, we can focus more on fat loss with increasing
He calls his
utilization
people
of conditioning.
athletes. It's
And
all right.
that focus on fat loss will always be more
He does
about
kinda
what
look
you
like
do
a
in
werewolf.
the kitchen than what you do in the gym, no matter what kind of exercise modality you emphasize. Number 4, strength training will decrease your flexibility and make you muscle bound.
Okay.
This is addressed at length in the barbell prescription, but you don't even have to look that far.
Only if you're
We
using like
never
some
observe loss of
performance-enhancing
flexibility in
drugs,
properly conducted strength training programs.
you're going to get
Ever. We observe the opposite,
You know,
because
crazy.
proper training will incorporate exercises that exploit the full range of human movement. Squats, presses, deadlifts, and bench presses
No.
manifest the building blocks of our
Knock it
physical
off.
lives, forcing us to get strong throughout
guy's doing
our
clean
entire
jerks right
natural
now on
range
here.
of motion. Again, if
Why?
somebody says this to you,
why.
you can stop listening because they don't know what they're talking about.
They don't know what they're talking about.
Tell us about your experiences with strength training and mobility, and maybe give us a thumbs up while you're at it. Number 5, strength training will destroy your joints.
It is gonna.
This
It's
vicious
gonna be hard on
tradition
them.
is hanging on for dear life as a favorite of outdated orthopedic doctrine and some of the more pestilent types of
Hard on my joints.
fitness gurus. Of course, the opposite is true.
But I power through it.
Strength training confers manifold benefits to joints, particularly in the setting of osteoarthritis, where it decreases pain, preserves function and mobility,
He's got a list
decreases the
right here.
systemic inflammation that makes arthritis worse,
Going through the list.
improves muscle and bone mass around affected joints, and preserves the self-efficacy and independence that so often fall prey to advanced arthritic disease. Strength training doesn't cure arthritis, and those with
Definitely
advanced
not.
bone-on-bone disease need new joints or other intensive measures, after which they should
Like a
return
knee
to training.
replacement.
But strength training simply does not cause arthritis.
All
And
right.
if you already have arthritis,
Him
it
on
will
here,
do
he's doing
nothing but
like
help.
he's doing squats
I
with
know
like
a lot of you
4
have
plates on
experienced
each
training
side.
with arthritis. Please share your story in the comments.
I don't recommend that.
Number 6, strength training will worsen your blood pressure. Wrong again.
No, I'll probably lower your blood
Our
pressure.
book cites study after study showing that strength
Unless-
training decreases systolic and diastolic blood pressure.
You're using performance-enhancing
As any
drugs,
vigorous
some
exercise
other
will.
special supplements.
Observations that strength training decreases
We don't wanna
arterial
do that.
compliance have never been correlated with the development of hypertension from strength training.
That'll drive your blood
Classic
pressure up, for
example
sure.
of the distinction between a surrogate physiological marker and a clinically relevant patient-oriented outcome. This particular myth is a subtype of the category of because it's not cardio, it's not good for your heart myths. Again, we deal with this at length in the book, but suffice to say
book.
that strength training
Buy the book.
improves
Read the book.
triglycerides, cholesterol levels, insulin sensitivity,
Barbell prescription.
and systemic inflammatory markers, all of which have been correlated more or less robustly with cardiovascular health and cardiac events. If you're worried about your cardiovascular health, your exercise prescription needs strength training. Number 7, lightweight for high reps.
Okay, what do you
This
consider
may not even be a
lightweight,
strength
dude?
training myth because lightweight for high reps, while it might improve your strength over a sedentary baseline, isn't strength
Deconditioned.
training. This is a pernicious and contentious issue, and it seems to spring from a peculiar form of magical thinking. A fuzzy logic that
Let
equates
me
5
guess.
pounds for 10 reps with 25 pounds for 2 reps. It doesn't work that way. And indulgence in magical thinking is the only way you could possibly be lured into thinking otherwise. Especially
if you don't think like
if you're
him, it's
enabled by a
magical
so-called
thinking.
coach who wants to help you believe it.
How
At
many reps
Graysteel
does he want
and
me
in
to
the
do?
barbell prescription, we like the prescription of high volume when it's indicated and helpful, particularly for upper body exercises. But if you train properly for any period of time, you will know that the experience of a single at 250 pounds is nothing like the experience of a set of 10
We're not trying
at
to do
25
singles
pounds. They
that
are
often.
qualitatively different
Certainly not with
phenomena
barbells.
and completely different experiences. Look, my friends, at Graysteel, we've
At
seen
Graysteel.
deconditioned sarcopenic 70-year-old men
Sarcopenic?
get to squat singles at 200
This
pounds.
guy's got a 70-year-old guy
But
doing a
we've never
200-pound
seen any
squat.
of them get there by lifting 20 pounds for sets of 10 or 50 pounds for sets of 4. Ever. More to the point, lifting lightweight for high reps avoids the intensity and loading that are such a powerful part of the effectiveness of the barbell prescription.
This guy's
The
talking to
components of the sick
18-year-olds.
aging phenotype have deep pathophysiological roots.
Whoa,
Insulin resistance, osteopenia, sarcopenia, and systemic inflammation
that all sounds
are
bad.
dug in. It takes strong doses of strong medicine to dig them out.
How about just doing 8 to 10 rep
A heavy
range?
set of 5 is just that. Strong medicine that digs far deeper than a set of 20 at 1/4 of the weight.
You went from 5 to 20,
We
Pete.
love training across a spectrum of rep ranges, including 8s and 10s when
There
appropriate.
you go.
But to build strength, you have to do some work on the high intensity, low rep end of the
Oh
spectrum.
my God, look at this dude.
That's just real. Number 8, you have to eat too much protein. Another consistent loser.
Protein is good.
The underlying idea here is that older adults have an anabolic resistance that requires them to ingest even more protein.
We do
than
have an
their younger
anabolic
counterparts.
resistance.
So much protein that they'll damage their kidneys. We
Not
absolutely
unless your kidneys
agree
are already
that masters
jacked
have anabolic resistance.
Masters.
But we continue to recommend 1 gram of protein per pound of lean body weight per day
I'll
for
agree with
older
that.
athletes engaged in heavy resistance training, which is pretty much what we recommend for younger athletes.
See?
This level of protein intake
He's doing
is
nothing different
contraindicated
for
in many
younger,
forms of
older.
chronic kidney disease,
That's the problem here.
but has never been shown to damage the healthy kidney. The real difficulty with protein isn't that it's bad for you.
It's not bad
It's
for you.
that it can be a challenge to get enough to be good for you if you're engaged in heavy training.
True.
If you've conquered your protein target and you're over 40, tell us how you did it in the comments.
Tell us how you did it.
Next, number 9. You can get all the benefit of strength training from bodyweight exercise.
Probably not.
And this is related to myth number 7 and is another example
If you're in prison,
of
you can.
neglecting
Those
the
guys
importance
do
of
it.
intensity in addressing the components of the sick aging phenotype. Don't get me wrong.
Sick
If bodyweight training is all
and
you will
aging
do or all you can do
phenotype.
or have the equipment and facilities to do,
You're in jail.
please do it. It's far, far better than the sedentary alternative. And
True
yeah,
story.
it's really good for you. But bodyweight training simply cannot compare with barbell training for strength.
He's
because
only
there
says
is
barbells.
no exercise
Doesn't
modality
believe in
that
machines.
can compete
No machine.
with barbell training's wide therapeutic window and its exquisite dosing, its comprehensive impact on fitness attributes and energy systems,
Exquisite dosing.
its specific activity and effectiveness against the sick aging phenotype, or its simplicity and efficiency. The barbell prescription lays out in great detail
Barbell prescription.
exactly why
It's
this
prescription,
is so.
people.
Why the barbell is superior across all of these metrics.
Hell no.
Nothing else comes close to checking all the boxes. Not dumbbells, not kettlebells, not yoga or tai chi or running or bodyweight training.
Tai Chi, yoga.
And I say
I don't
that
believe
as
in
a
that either,
coach
so.
who loves dumbbells and yoga and tai chi and bodyweight training.
He loves it.
Even running for people who are into it. But barbells are the strength training modality of choice for athletes in a wide range of disciplines. And barbells are also the modality of choice for athletes engaged in the most extreme sport of all, aging well.
Ha.
Number 10, it's too late. Now, if you're a new viewer, or if you've never read our book or blog or newsletter, you might be forgiven for thinking that it's too late for you or someone you
No,
love.
it's never too late.
But we have found that when people think it's too late,
He's showing a picture
it
of,
turns out
or a
not to be
video
too late.
of a guy.
I have yet to encounter a trainee who's too old, too debilitated, too afflicted with Parkinson or
Too old to be
arthritis or
doing squats,
MS or
I'll tell you
cancer
that.
or obesity
He's
or
got some
diabetes,
poor old,
too stooped
very
from osteoporosis, too
elderly woman
deconditioned,
doing
or just too weak to train.
plate squats.
course, it's possible that you could be my first, but not likely.
Not likely.
The beauty of the barbell prescription is that it works for everybody who gives it a chance. Every time. But is it too late for you? In the final analysis, that's only for you to say.
All right.
But before you do, I'd ask you to watch this.
All right, so he's going to show a bunch of videos of people lifting barbells who shouldn't be. Listen, I keep going over this over and over. Do the machines, go hard, 8 to 10 rep range, do the fasting, and squats, deadlift, bench, probably not. You're going to hurt yourself. You'll be on the couch. No good. Keep the discipline going. Thanks. Subscribe. Help me out.